What is up, everybody? This is just Lance here. We're going to bring a video here. We have a news of a new Ancient Gear structure deck coming out in Japan relatively soon. So we should expect this sometime around April, because we should get the Pendulum structure deck first. But you know how Konami works; they keep pushing the stuff back because they want DDDs to be constantly underpowered and never perform well in the TCG. So, but first card, we're going to jump right into it. We also got a few reprints that are obvious, I should say, or for the very least. So let's just jump right into it. The first card we have here is Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. Is a level 9 Earth Machine type effect monster with 3,000 attack and 3,000 defense. If this tribute summoned card that was tribute summoned by attributing an Ancient Gear monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage instead. Next effect, that effect is pretty good because it basically says, well, if it was tributed by any other means, it doesn't get this effect. But since you're playing this in Ancient Gears, you're gonna get this effect regardless because you're probably gonna be tributing like something like Ancient Gear Soldier or whatever to use this card. So it's not that bad, not that big of a deal. So yeah. And the next effect is if this tribute summoned card that was tribute summoned by tributing a gadget monster, this card can attack twice during each battle phase. This card is really interesting because there is a lot of speculation that there's going to be a new gadget coming out in the structure deck. Hopefully that is true, but we might actually have to wait and see. However, this is a really good effect regardless, simply because it allows you to you kind of can have the ability to take advantage of both effects. So this card's really good in that aspect. Also, it has the same Ancient Gear card standard. If it attacks, your opponent can't activate spell travel cards or monster effects during the damage step. So that's pretty good. Obviously, having that kind of effect is really good. It's been proven to be very good all the time. So at the end of the damage step, when this card attacked, you can target one spell trap card on the field and destroy it. That's good. Having the MSD effect to not only protect your other Ancient Gear monsters that don't have this effect blanketed in there when you're trying to swing is really good. So you're probably going to want to attack with this card first and then to blow up cards and all that kind of stuff. So yes. Next up, we have Ancient Gear Gadget. So this is probably the gadget that we're going to be getting in the structure deck. So it is level 4 Earth Machine type effect monster with 500 attack, 2,000 defense. The stats on this card are really good, I think, especially since this card has an effect. So we're going to see what that effect is. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can declare a card type monster spell trap when your monster's attacks this turn until the end of the damage step. Your opponent cannot activate that declared type. So for example, if your opponent attempts to activate, I don't know, let's say he attempts to activate Gores, he can't activate it because your opponent declared a monster effect. So you declare monster effect. Similarly, if you activate, if you say trap in your attack with an Ancient Gear monster, you stop them from activating traps from that turn. I don't know how effective this is going to be since basically the big monsters are have this effect built in already, but it's good to see that you can also do this with other monsters as well. It probably can even do it to itself, but you're probably not going to attack with this card though. Once per turn, you can declare the name of a gadget monster until the end of this turn, and this card's name becomes that same declared monster. I'm not sure how effective this effect is going to be unless we have some cards in the structure deck or we get some ruling changes on how this works. So for example, if you declare a red gadget, this card becomes a red gadget, how all that works. But I'm wondering if this is going to have any synergy with the rest of the cards, like Gadgetron Chimera and Gadgetron Dragon, because they do synergize with the gadget monsters as well. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see how this is going to play out. And the next card is a spell card. This is Ancient Gear Catapult. It is a normal spell card. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn, and only once that turn. If you control no monsters, you can target one face-up card you control, destroy that card, and if you do, special summon an Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. So for example, if you have, I don't know what kind of Ancient Gear monster that you have to ignore its summoning conditions, but you can summon the Reactor Dragon straight from your deck. So that's pretty good. All you have to do is just tribute and destroy another card on the field, so that's pretty good. So yeah, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one face-up card you control, destroy that card, and if you do, special summon an Ancient Gear token with its machine Earth level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. This effect is kind of interesting since it kind of It's really good for the simple fact that it doesn't react off of Gear Town, since the Gear Town is considered since it does say destroy that card, and it doesn't specify which card it targets, so you get your Gadgetron dragons and all that stuff out, and that's really fancy, actually. I think this card's really good, so yeah. And of course, you're getting the obligatory Ancient Gear Gadgetron Dragon reprint and the Gear Town reprint, so yeah. Tell me what you guys think about this structure deck in the comment section down below. I think this is actually relatively decent support for Ancient Gears, so yeah. Let's just anyway, guys, let me just think about this structure deck in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been Chithillinuts, and I'm signing out.